I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. Some of you don't belong in the category.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
In a fit of complete narcissism, Jay-Z, the billionaire, him and his wife, he's up there with his daughter accepting an honorary award, acknowledges at the Grammys that, in fact, the Grammys organization has given his wonderful wife, a Houstonian and a rare talent. You know, I wouldn't put Jay in my top 5, but he's clearly in the top 20 best rappers of all time. Also a rare talent. Instead of using that to advocate for anything other than themselves, he gets up there and bitches and pisses and whines and insults other artists, saying they shouldn't have even been in the category, and says that he hasn't got enough attention. In fact, he did concede she's gotten more awards than anyone. But he went even further, right? We have our legacy media, our mainstream media, that wants to call everything racism. So all the articles, there's one y'all can look at on NPR, then goes as far as to label the Grammys itself, not the yesteryear's Grammys, right, but the 2024 Grammys as a racist organization. I don't know how you can reconcile that argument with the fact that Beyonce has won more awards than anyone else of all time. This isn't a legit complaint, although the legacy media is treating it like, because everyone it's all just, hey, let's divide people by race, let's call everything racism. It's just him pissing and moaning. It's reminiscent of and I think Kanye, I would argue Kanye, the best hip hop performer of all time, that when he got up there and ruined Taylor Swift's moment, and Taylor Swift makes music that I hate, right? I can't stand it. I think her voice sounds like nails on a chalkboard. I know our producer Matt Horn loves her and wants to go see all her shows. I don't get it. I don't get people like that. I think that Kanye and Beyonce and Jay-Z are all far more talented than her. But this was just mean-spirited, selfish narcissism. And instead of taking this really cool-looking black Grammy and, hey, I've got this award, named after, I believe, Dr. Dre, he just wants to whine about, why not us, why not us? Why don't you go get back in your custom-made sailboat tail-end Rolls Royce and go cry all of us people that got to get up and work every damn day a river?
For Brother Jay-Z to come from whence
Why
he came.
aren't white people ever your brother?
We'll get to that point. But to come from whence he came from absolute poverty. He came from the lowest pits of New York and dug himself out of that hole and has become one of the most successful black entrepreneurs and black artists of all time. I applaud that brother for taking the stage and defending his wife in a manner
who was attacking her?
Will Smith did not do.
They were attacking her with awards?
Let me finish.
Those
I didn't cut
awful
you off.
people.
So you
interrupt me all the time. And now that I've decided I'm going to do it back,
white folk know how to behave.
Okay,
that's
white folk. That's white folk. So you've been interrupting me for 5 years.
I need to finish.
And I made a decision that I'm going to do it from now on back. Now you're crying, just like Jay-Z crying a river.
Now you white folks throwing tantrums.
It's not white folks. It's just big angry.
Tantrums,
it's just me.
No.
It's not. There ain't no white people behind me. It's just me.
How many times have I got to tell you white folk to behave?
Okay.
Just thuggish behavior.
Okay.
Just savage behavior.
Yes.
Where were you raised? The ghetto?
Yeah.
Now back to what I was saying. Jay-Z, a very talented brother.
He is.
Took the stage and defended, in my opinion, the best female artist of lifetime in America and perhaps around the world. Beyonce has won more Grammys than any other artist.
Right.
But she's never won that particular award which he was discussing. He didn't want to knock Taylor Swift's accomplishments, but he had to point out that the Grammys has work to do, that they have yet to evolve to the point to where they're truly inclusive. For generations, black artists have talked about boycotting the Grammys because they ignored the accomplishments and the talent of black artists. Even when black artists would sell 10 to 5 times more albums and records, they still would not be recognized by the Grammys. The Grammys are not where they need to be, but Jay-Z was calling them out with actual facts. So you may not like what he said. You may want to point out and condemn the brother's success because
Well, no,
he's right to
I'm
speak
not
the truth.
condemning him, I'm
But why
condemning him
is
for
it
being a
that every time
narcissistic liar.
a black man or woman speaks the truth and they're successful, first thing white folks say, you ought to shut up because you got money
I didn't tell
and
him
you're
to shut
successful.
up.
Your money and your success as an individual does not rise with the total condition of the masses of your people. So Charles, she
Jay-Z's
deserves the award.
condition. He's
She
probably
should
in
have
a
been
yacht in the
recognized.
Mediterranean right now.
But remember,
and you know what, Jay?
it was a
you
yacht
know-
from a self-made man.
You know, a lot of
Nobody
people-
gave him
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
He didn't inherit it.
yeah.
He built it from the ground
You
up.
don't think there's white people that have done that? But you're right. In the 60s and 70s, horrible discrimination in the Grammys. Now, we both were.
60s and
we-
70s.
hold on, we were both born in the early 70s.
What about in the 80s and 90s?
Can I finish?
Even in
Can I
1998,
finish?
DMX sold more records than any other artist and wasn't even recognized
Okay,
in
can I
1998. And many black artists, including DMX,
Okay.
boycotted the Grammys because of it.
Now, just for the record, you notice you were interrupting me, and I wasn't crying, and I wasn't
No,
talking
I'm
about.
correcting you white
I
folk
wasn't,
now.
I wasn't talking about
I'll
black
let you
people
give your
generally.
introduction.
I wasn't being a bigot.
And then I
And
spoke.
see, and that's the thing. You interrupt me all the damn time. Here's the truth.
No, I have to
right?
correct you
We
all the
all
time.
remember in the early '80s Michael Jackson holding that pile of awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he made accessible pop music, and for years the Grammys ignored music on the fringe, not just black music, right? They still to this day ignore rock music. They give the rock Grammys to classic rock acts, right? They don't look at new rock, they look at grandpa rock, right? Because the Grammys are a BS organization that I don't know why anyone would care about. But it's not, in 2024, it's not racism, right? And you know that. And you want to pretend
It is
it's
not
the
really
60s and the
inclusive
70s.
as it needs to be.
It's
It still
incredibly
has a
inclusive.
lot of work
the
to do
Grammys
and a
is
long way to go.
incredibly inclusive. I know artists, I have artist clients that work for the Grammys organization. And let's talk about Jay-Z, right? Mr. Whiner in Chief, right? Jay,
Mr.
let's-
Successful
let's-
black man.
Hey, he's still whining.
And you're
right?
envious of that
No,
brother's
no,
success.
Not envious. You know,
I can tell.
I get that you want to
Pointing
make this
out that
about
man's
I get
success.
that you want to make
Leave his success
I
alone.
get that you want to interrupt
He
me
didn't
and make
attain
this
it
about me
illegally.
and not it. Look, but what I want to talk about is let's look at all the artists around Jay. Let's look at all the people that instead of sharing in royalties, he paid flat fees to. The people that he's pushed out of Rockefeller and his organizations who are now broke. Let's listen to the criticism of Dame Dash and other people, right? I know you want to reduce this to
Clive
Whitey.
Davis?
I know you want to reduce
do you mean
this to
Clive Davis?
Whitey, okay? But at
You
the
mean
end of the day,
you mean
Jay
Mr. Mottola
Z
and Sony?
has, oh no, those are all scumbags.
I
The
was
record,
confused. I was
absolutely,
confused.
the record industry is disgusting, and they've
Okay.
exploited artists for years.
For
Jay has-
generations.
but you're right.
There you
But
go.
Jay has as well, right? And no one talks about it because he's a juggernaut of talent, right? Jay is always about Jay, and it makes sense. Being a star like
But
that,
why would you talk
typically
about
have
it
to be
and
a
start with
narcissist.
Jay-Z?
Well, why are we talking about
And
this?
all the
Because you
white ones-
suggested this
Not all
article.
the white
Look at
ones-
you lying to the camera.
No,
you
I'm not.
said, you
I
said,
did suggest it.
So you want to talk about it, but
the
you want to act
music
like I'm.
industry thieves are the big white boys,
You
not
want to
Jay-Z.
act like we're on TV
That
talking
man
about it
ain't
because
did
I want
no
to
stealing
attack
like
him.
the white folks
You
in the music
suggested this, and all you've
In the
done is say,
music
"Hey,
industry.
Whitey,
In the
hey,
music
Whitey,
industry.
hey, Whitey," and all
Yeah,
you
in the
white
music
people.
industry.
No,
Hey, Whitey.
Jay was being a damn crybaby, and you don't have the balls to
stood up
call him
for his
out.
wife and
No,
spoke the
he had
truth.
being a damn crybaby.
Calm down, Mr.
No,
Crazy
you
Guy.
calm down.